Hello and welcome to Betfair's season previews. Today we're going to talk about the Fremantle Dockers with Tom Happell, and they were an exciting team last year. They had some list departures including Griffin Logue, Darcy Tucker, Blake Acres, Rory Lobb, and of course their champion David Mundy retired with about 1 billion games under his belt. They're going to be exciting this year. Tom, have you got a breakout player for us?
I do indeed, Karl. It's Heath Chapman. The 21-year-old medium defender played 17 games in 2022 and was a mainstay in a Freo side whose defence ranked second for points against, conceding just 68 points per game. Chapman is coming into his third season, and I think he's primed to have a breakout year.
You say 68 points per game on average, points conceded. Can we just have a look at this back line? Luke Ryan, Alex Pearce, who's just absolutely dominant. Heath Chapman, as he said. Hayden Young is also young and is becoming an incredible carry defender. Brennan Cox also young. Jordan Clark. That is a really hard back six to get past, and we can't see that back six getting many goals kicked on him this year. But let's talk about best and fairest smokies. Tom, who are you thinking this year?
Couldn't find a smoky, Karl, but I've settled on Andy Brayshaw for the best and fairest this year. It's probably not a surprise to anyone. He's probably Freo's best player, and I think he's one of the elite midfielders in the competition, coming off a career best season last year where he averaged 30 disposals a game, secured his first All-Australian Guernsey and claimed his maiden best and fairest. I think it's very hard to see Brayshaw regressing at all this season, and I think he's a very safe play.
Yeah, I agree, Tom. He was absolutely fantastic last year and caught the attention of umpires, certainly. He was a mainstay of the Brownlow medal in voting throughout the whole season, so looking forward to seeing him again this year. And your Betfair exchange betting strategy revolves around him and also Freo making the top 8.
It does, yes. I've backed Andy Brayshaw to win the Brownlow at $18. I think that represents very fair value, and I think given that he's obviously recognised by the umpires, those ball-winning in and under midfielders are often recognised by the umpires, and he's certainly one of those. So I think that represents great value at $18. And my second bet will be Freo to make the top 8. I think they narrowly missed out last year on the top 4 by half a game, and I think with their loss of depth, as you mentioned, Griffin Logue, Darcy Tucker, Mundy, etc., I think it's maybe a stretch for them to make the top 4 this year, but I think the top 8 is certainly it'll probably come back to bite me, but I think it's a shoo-in that Freo will make the top 8 this year. So yes, that'll be the second one of my betting strategies.
We have to look at the list additions as well. I mean, they got Jaeger O'Meara, who's come straight into the leadership group, and of course Luke Jackson, who I thought was just going to be an absolute breakout player in season 2022. He didn't quite get to that level, given maybe he was having contract talks and his game was getting muddled up a little bit by that fog. But look at Luke Jackson to have an outstanding year for the Freo Dockers. He'll obviously replace Rory Lobb straight away and Lloyd Meek as well, who was a depth player that went to Hawthorn. But I think you've made some great calls there, and especially on Andy Brayshaw. Obviously on the Betfair Exchange, you can trade out on Andy Brayshaw. He's currently $18. If you think he's going to get in shorter, back high and lay low, that's the beauty of the Betfair Exchange. So yeah, certainly a lot to look forward for Freo Dockers fans in season 2023, but that's all we've got time for. Head to the Betfair Hub for more season previews for this year's AFL season.
Gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-858-858.